Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Chloe and Brandy, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Chloe's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands. The little tiny corrections and lots of motivations that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Brandy is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and she keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in her right hand. That leaves her left hand free to give any little tiny correction that's needed, and the only correction is a little tiny tug and release on her training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Now Chloe is sitting very nicely at Brandy's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done, and the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Chloe heel. This exercise is for walks in the neighborhood so that she's not dragging you down the street, tripping you when you're walking. This is simply proper leash walking, proper etiquette on a leash. And when you stop your feet, if it's to cross the street or talk to someone, she should sit and wait for her next command. So each time that Brandy stops her feet, Chloe sits automatically without being told to wait for her next command. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the sit stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. It's the one-word firm command to stay. This helps to develop her self-control and maturity. If she gets up, Brandy takes her back to the same spot, has her sit, stay, and makes her complete the exercise. Start out at about 30 seconds and work slowly up to a minute and then on to 3 minutes. When Brandy returns back to her, as an additional distraction, she walks all the way around. When she gets back to heel position, she stops and gives another command. Now this time she gave her another stay command, and that's okay. Whatever command you want to give her, you have to give it after you've stopped at her shoulders. This time Brandy calls her. This is her come on command. And she comes and sits or lays down, but she comes and she's respectful. She's not jumping all over you. And I think that it was good that you sent her to training because she had a little bit of an attitude when she first got here. And when Brandy was teaching her certain commands, she didn't have a problem with letting you know that she wasn't happy about it. So she's really come a long, long way. Brandy leaves her again in another sit stay. She's going to use her name and a happy voice, and she's going to call her again. Chloe gets right up and comes. And she gets praised for a good job, and she goes back to heel and back sitting. Very nice. Now it is a little hot and muggy out here, so the dogs haven't had a chance to adjust to one temperature. It's 60 one day and 80 with humidity the next day, so they haven't adjusted to the heat yet. The next command that we're going to demonstrate is the down from a heel position. So with her seated first, left open palm straight down toward the ground, and the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay, you can best practice it right in your house. Start out at about 30 seconds. You're going to slowly work up to 5 minutes. When Brandy returns back, she walks all the way around just as she did on the sit stay, and she stops at her shoulders. This time she gave her another stay. She doesn't have to. She can tell her to heel or whatever she wants. But this time she told her to stay again. She calls her in. And she's looking at me. She's like, "What are you doing over there with that camera, lady?" So Brandy's going to demonstrate that down from a heel position again. So remember, always seated first, left open palm, seated again. Even if she gets up, make her sit again, down and stay. And these toy dogs are not easy to get to do this obedience. They were bred to sit on the queen's lap, not to do obedience training. So she's come a very long way. Rich will go over everything with you regarding her wee-wee pad training, everything that you need as far as house training. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate is your down from a distance. And this is probably the harder of the 2 down commands because you're going to back away from her. This is the only time you're going to use your right hand to give a command, and you drop her into a down from a distance, and that was perfectly done. And then you can back all the way up. And again, she's a small enough dog that you can practice right in your house. So we have demonstrated for you all of Khloe's formal on-leash obedience commands. This works hand in hand with her housebreaking and her overall manners in the home. She loves Brandy. She's had a great time here at school. And we want to thank you again for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company. And we'll see you soon.